One more time, I greet you. Welcome to another program in the series, Homo Politicus, on Enterprise TV. I am Citizen Jones Hussein. Welcome. Now, today we're looking at the Okuama massacre in Delta State. The governor of Delta briefs Mr. President. I hope you got that right. Shall we get it right? A massacre is a big bloody mess of killing, and usually for no good reason. A cynic has said that a massacre is when a group of people who don't know each other kill for the benefit of people who know each other. Now, the senseless killings of military personnel in the Okuama community in the Ughelli South local government area of Delta is, to say the least, a curious metaphor for the spate of killings across the length and breadth of the country. There are always three sides to any story, we are told. Like a coin, which has two sides, there's a third side, the edge of the coin, which hardly stands, and people hardly go there. Now, a community leader in the area, in the Okuama area, that is one Olorogun Slick Oshare, says a land dispute between Okuama and Okoloba communities provoked the senseless massacre. The military became dragged into the fray, and then the killings followed. Governor Sheriff Oborovori has met with President Bola Tinubu, and we wait for what happens next. But then let's have a discussion. My discussants are familiar to you. We meet Cyril Abaku. Cyril is the broadcaster and communications expert. Cyril, we welcome you one more time.
Thank you.
And then we have Akin Fatunke, who is a chartered accountant by vocation, but a public affairs analyst. Akin, welcome.
Thank you very much. Chartered accountants, and I chartered it by profession.
Okay.
And my vocation, I'm always happy when I sit with you in this field of broadcasting.
Yeah.
And the Archbishop Cyril.
Akin, we are chartering your know-how today, as always.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here.
So killings in my country, your country, gentlemen, are becoming one for a kobo, and it lacks rhythm, if at all.
Putting it by way of rhythm, I think it was Ebenezer Obey that had one, and when he was eulogizing one of his band's members, okay, Aminu, back in the day, and then he made a statement, meaning exactly what you have said.
Death is two for a kobo.
Two for a penny.
Yeah.
And yes, except that what we begin to see now is the massacre, the wanton massacre, the hacking of fellow human being. When I was much younger.
Without compunction.
Without compunction, and you just do it. You get 2 naira, you get 3 naira, you get 5,000 naira, and then you go and dismember a whole human being. From the cults in school and rival cults, we've seen it happen. In broad daylight, put a pistol to a rival's head and then blow it. We begin to see
and
things.
You feel hip.
And it's gone on in a way that we have bred monsters. I dare say, we keep on condoning, and in the specific reference to Oklahoma and the Oklobia massacre, I keep on asking this question. Is it the first time? Is it the second time we are seeing communal clashes on land? The famous one was Ife Modakeke. It went on for so long.
You cannot forget Aguleri and Umuleri.
Thank you. In the east, in the north, we had a boundary commission that's supposed to be looking at things, but something has just cropped up, I dare say, within the last 20 years of, return to military rule. We'll very readily remember the Odi massacre, Odi massacre. I was looking for, I'm sorry, I have to be making some private reference. I was, looking for your...
Akin, you cannot forget Zaki Biam, involved a former chief of army staff
coming
in
to
this
Zaki
country.
Biam.
Okay.
At Odi, I was looking for one of your colleagues back in school.
Okay.
His name is Maxwell Yebufra.
Yebufra, yeah.
Yebufra is from Odi. Only for me to learn that Yebufra had gone. His grave has been washed away by flood. But when the Obasanjo goons came, they leveled the whole place. And then Zaki Biam. And then we can go on and off. I want to say three things come to fore. I see comparing to the OD.
This is your opening salvo.
Yes.
We're
yes.
waiting for Cyril.
Yes. I want to, in my opener, doff my hat, my cap, for the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my Commander-in-Chief, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When this unthinkable repeated itself at Okuama, he puts politics aside. He was precise. He put it in writing that this is not acceptable. It's also not acceptable to me. It does not matter if investigations are still going on, if the soldiers were called in rightly or wrongly. It's not an issue for me that you will take people's lives out by hacking them and decapitating them. It's unacceptable.
Akin, but the impropriety, the incorrectness of inviting the military when a civil matter occurs in my country is something we must not condone.
It's becoming a recurring decimal. And please, I think governance...
The military goes to annihilate. The police will come to mend fences.
Yes, but is it the first time? Is it the second time? Do we have a policing system in this country that works?
Not the last time.
And maybe not the last time. I saw for NHA that was saying that they don't like it, but you ask the DSS, you ask the police to go, and they say, look, if we don't have the army backing, we are not likely to want to go. Everything is convoluted. There is no doubt about that. But I'm saying within the convolution, it is unacceptable in 2024 for our military in uniform to have been decapitated and killed the way they were killed. 24 wrongs will not make a right.
Yeah.
My heart goes to them. My heart goes to, I hope we'll be able to get to the bottom of all the investigations. I'm also happy, I must say, it's not only Bola Tinubu that I need to commend here. I see that the major political parties, whether it's Peter Obi, whether it's Atiku, whether it's Kwankwaso, all came out, whether it's the Ijaw leaders, Edward Clark, all came out to denounce what we are going to be
this is
looking
just
at.
your opener.
Yes.
Yeah. Let Cyril open his account here.
Well, thank you, Citizen Jones, for having me on the program. First of all, my heart goes to the children, the parents, the wives, the siblings of the gallant officers who have lost their lives rather totally avoidably, who have now become history, who have fallen in battle, who have paid the ultimate price serving their country. It was not the way they would have loved to pass on, but pass on they have. And from now on, we can only have conversations about what really happened, how do we want to prevent it from happening in the future, what lessons can we learn. Okuama and Okoloba are communities in Delta State. These soldiers were on internal peacekeeping mission, or internal operation.
Cyril, that's what we are told.
No, I'm not even talking about the mission to Okuama. Deploying the military within our territory in itself was an anomaly, which, of course, we've had an ongoing discussion about. Now, you are right to have said that this was we are told it was a land dispute, all right? And that, in fact, what I had read, there are many accounts, but I'll try to put them together. One of them was an insinuation that Okoloba community had done something. In fact, what they did was that, at their instance, 3 or 4 youth from Okuama, I think, were killed or something like that, and that Okuama retaliated by kidnapping a community leader from Okoloba, and that the soldiers had gone to rescue the person that was kidnapped.
And isn't that curious?
Extremely curious.
Yeah.
And for many reasons. And I'll try to break it down. First of all, if there was a land disputes go very far. There is the one of Uzi and Ukele, Ebonyi and Cross River. There are many land disputes across Nigeria. Now, if there was a land dispute of that kind and the army was called, the first question is, who called the army? Was it community leaders? Was it the governor? Was it the king? Because ideally, that matter is purely on the purview of the police and the National Boundaries Commission. Yeah. So even if the army was called in, did they run this thing with the police to say, we've been calling you to intervene? What's your history with this sort of, normally you guys ought to take the lead. I'm going somewhere with this. In Rivers State, in Ahoda, when they were to kill, when they were to eliminate two Baba, the one that they said killed Bako and Bashim, former police DPO. The police did the intelligence assessment, then told the Air Force to come in and first bombard Two Baba's camp. After the Air Force had bombarded and left, the police now went in and did the rounding off. That was how it happened. The police took the lead, even they needed Air Force assistance. So in this case, the police should have also taken the lead, maybe you have the police, you have mobile police force, you have special police tactical units before the army will even come in. Yeah. Ostensibly with the authorization of their commanding officer or the president. Now, I'm just wondering, what kind of dispute is at play here that required a commanding officer, that required, I think, 2 majors, that required a captain. That required lieutenant colonel. When I was a child, we used to have military governors. They call them military administrators of states. The military of Rivers State, we used to be lieutenant colonel. That was a big rank in the army. A lieutenant colonel was a big rank in the army. That a lieutenant colonel will come down himself to go and mediate in the land dispute in the community. I find that very, very, very awkward. But do you know what? Should I be surprised? No. When a country where husband and wife have problem, the army could get involved. Somebody is owing me money, and I bought car from him. He has not finished paying the car. He has not finished paying the car, and it doesn't look like he wants to pay the money. They will get the SS or army or SAS involved.
Because the system allows it.
I bought land from somebody.
Because the system allows it.
Just let me land. I bought land from somebody. He refused to give me the document. I paid half of the money. What is your resort? Is the army, the military will come in, you will get your brother who is a captain in the army to call the people and threaten them. So when you have reduced, and then in the Delta there's oil theft. We've always said that the degree of oil theft in Nigeria couldn't be one that you continue to call oil theft. This is collusion of. So now somehow I'm wondering, and citizen, the killing took place on Thursday. Because now I'm very careful what I'm saying, because this matter now already has a lot of versions. But if indeed they found the bodies of the soldiers floating on water,
it means 3 days would have gone by.
There was no declaration that soldiers were missing.
Yeah.
We didn't hear of anybody saying, when we traced and the divers went to the sea to go and look for bodies, retrieve bodies. So what really happened? And then that the people even went as far as what the army spokesman said, Onyema Wanchuk, am I correct? That they cut out the hearts after decapitating them. Citizen. And I don't, for the record, I don't accept the army's claim that it was an entire community that agreed to kill the soldiers. I disagree with the army. I don't believe that is possible.
You can't tell me that. I don't agree on that one. Now I'm coming to because I'm trying to open my premise properly. If you now say that it was that they and brought out the hacks, I think that at that point I cannot look at those people as ordinary civilians. I can't look at them as ordinary
village people.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Two things are to be addressed. If these officers and soldiers were gunned down before their bodies were retrieved, let me also tell you something. You cannot take out an army. What's the word now? Either a company or a brigade. You can't. They are not policemen.
Yeah.
You can't take out one soldier alone can take out 10 ordinary civilians. How much more a lieutenant colonel, majors, a captain, then soldiers? It's not something that you can just. First of all, what intelligence do you even have? You have intelligence.
The colonel is a commander.
At the common, you had intelligence that they are coming in unarmed or what? How they have been able to? Is it tactics? How did they take them out? So I'm asking, if they were gunned before they were now cut in pieces, all right, then that's even another matter on another scale, because the way a murder takes place defines the motive of the murderer. In court, they'll ask whether the person had the motive and the means. Number two, if they were not gunned down before they were then cut in pieces, the question will then be, how is it that the soldiers were going to a place they didn't know that they were going to meet people that were armed with either machetes or daggers? So this begs a lot of questions. I will come to the issue of how people don't regard the army for anything anymore, that gave them the confidence to kill them. But I think that there are questions, and for me, because you see, the point is this. If we don't establish the truth and have an open mind and heart in using that truth to arrive at justice, believe me that you will have more and more of this happen. Okay. And you will never have a solution to the problem.
Aki, remember when I said there were three sides to a story? You look at the coin has two sides, and there's the edge of the coin, which is the third side. Aki, that edge hardly stands. At a time like this, all sorts of stories would come out, as Cyril has told us.
We need to really
because taking the soldiers down, not just one soldier, two, means the plot was concerted. It was pre-planned. And of course, we allow investigations to continue. But then, yeah, Mr. President has waded into the picture and he has issued statements. Aki, we need the number one citizen to go further than issue a statement, a strong statement, don't you think?
I know, I just does my heart for him, for being bold, for being courageous. It does not matter if Cyril feels, and Nigerians feels otherwise. That edge, for me, is that if I was the one involved, or if it was my kindred that was involved, all this touring shit that you are talking will not hold water. We all know that Nigeria is a jambalaya of confusion. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And I'm still saying...
Would you say that's a choice we have made?
Of course, that's a choice we've made.
As the people, as the politics?
That's a choice we have made. I go back to history. We can't be talking today and be talking about tomorrow. We're talking about history. I go back to Odi. Police were sent, they were killed. Army was sent, they were killed. By who? By civilians. Transparency International then came at that time, it should not happen and all that. Have you had Transparency International coming to commiserate with our soldiers right now? All I am saying, whether it's conspiracy or no conspiracy, I am saying we have bred demons. During the NSAS, a good cause, people came into You call them hoodlums, but they were Nigerians. They didn't come from elsewhere. In Lagos specifically, they went to a place called Yaba Left. You understand what I mean by Yaba Left? They went and sacked the whole place, took the bed sheets, the bedspread.
The psychiatric hospital.
Would you call those human beings? And we, the same Nigerians, yes, I'm not the spokesperson for the army. I know they have their challenges. We, the same Nigerians, will now then say, where were you when they captured the Chibok girls? They said we had military formations here and there. The latest one in Kaduna, in Kajuru, we still say, where were the military? These guys went on alleged peace mission. Whether they went on alleged peace mission or not, it is wrong character for anybody, for any community to rise up and kill them. That should not have been the process. Not kill one, not kill two, not kill three, kill 17. It is unacceptable. And Cyril is now making a point that we always make at this time. Of course, my heart also goes to the community that has been leveled. Action and reaction is equal and opposite sometimes.
Before we take it, just a minute, before we take it home, let me introduce a curious angle to this discussion. Has any of you given a space somewhere in the head for mischief makers? And I'm talking about social media intervention here.
I am worried before we get this.
Yeah, the social media, for instance,
it will always be there.
Uploading pictures. Are you saying in a confused environment like that, somebody would upload live pictures?
Citizen Jones, what are you saying?
Wait.
Forget about Okorobia, forget about that place. Somebody wants to jump inside the lagoon. Don't we see Nigerians who take their camera and be seeing how the guy is going to jump?
Rather than jumping into the lagoon is not a shooting, a confused.
The overall objective is the fact that there is insanity in the land.
Yes.
There is confusion in the land.
Yeah.
And the only thing I'm going to say, as a sociologist, nobody has the right. You don't even have the right to treat, a chicken that you want to kill, and you want to kill it in some inhuman way. You don't do that.
Sir,
not to talk about soldiers.
If I may just intervene, yes.
It is something that we should not condone, and it's a statement we should stand out there and outside our shores.
Okay, just a minute.
Outside our shores.
Just a minute. Allow Cyril. Yeah.
My problem is that at the risk of relativizing the issues at stake.
Okay. In basic statehood or basic bureaucracy, whatever it is, when the government, we are told that the government is the sole possessor of the monopoly of violence. That the state is the sole possessor of the instrument of coercion of states. In the past, we've had government that pays 4 billion naira to Tompolo every month in the Niger Delta, in Delta State. He is armed to prevent oil theft. And we've seen where Tompolo will stand and say, you Navy people, you're the thieves. The Navy says, you Tompolo, you're the thief. The Navy has its name written in the Constitution. Tompolo doesn't have his name written in the Constitution. It's not in the Constitution. Yet the federal government has gone to empower Tompolo. Over time, I think that power, that capacity of the state to stand head and shoulders above the fray has been diminished. We cannot, even as I related to the fact that
absolutely.
Nigeria is a jambalaya of confusion.
Absolutely.
In a jungle, in a jambalaya. Even
there are set rules.
Even the lion ends his place.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The lion is not king of jungle because he's a lion. He ends his place.
Absolutely.
In fact, they say, in fact, we are told that all animals know the lion. But the lion doesn't need to know all the animals. What you see in Delta State, I repeat it. I'm worried, for example. All the reports you read about what happened in Delta State, when they say the army was going on peace mission, they put it in quotes. All the reports I'm reading.
Whose peace? And
exactly.
Investigation.
Nobody is talking about internally. They will not investigate anything, sir, because we saw it in Tudubiri.
Hang on.
They said
investigation is going on, I know where you are coming
okay,
from.
just a minute. As we sit here, we hear 3 people have been arrested.
Okay, so
connection.
investigation.
arrest of-
Cyril,
Yes.
please. You telling me that there is no governance? You are speaking to the converted. I know. You telling me that everything is gone barbers? I know. Oh, I'm just saying.
So then the consequence, what is the
Hang on. All I am saying is that you won't say because you are mad, everything is bad. You close your eyes and jump in front of a trailer. Hey, come on. You won't. If you did that, you are cutting.
But I want to sincerely
I was going to make a point outside the shores of this country. If you saw what happened between Israel and Gaza, I know people are already saying that Israel is using more than enough force. Why did you go to match the tail of a
cobra?
It is in. I do not.
Akin and Cyril.
My heart bleeds
hold on.
that this is where Nigeria will be, despite all the challenges we have.
The late Professor Victor Waifo sang a song, Idogo, the drunkard, if you like. You ask the drunkard, what's 2 times 2? He tells you 4. A passerby would say, why are you asking that kind of a question from the drunkard? But he already gave you the answer. 2 times 2 is 4. So you cannot say the answer is coming from a drunk.
Because we must be careful. If I was president, okay, we'll prosecute these guys who have been arrested if truly they're the ones who did this stuff. But we must go deeper. When something is bad,
with a view to ending the
I can tell you, because
when a machine breaks down, you cannot fault what it produces, because it is what is there that is coming out. So this thing you're seeing, a country in which people no longer respect the army, a country citizens turning on the army, killing. Come on, how did we get there? Now, what I want them to do, right, is to properly profile these guys. You'll be amazed that they are not ordinary citizens.
Yes, we'll go through that process.
Gentlemen,
There was even.
Hold on, let me break your heart. We are almost exhausting the time allotted for this show. We must go.
Yes.
Akin, you have 60 seconds.
My 60 seconds is, we've seen it before, we've seen this act before. We keep on making excuses for what is wrong. 2 wrongs cannot make a right. I witnessed during the NSAS, when the bad people came, they were Nigerians. A particular police officer ran into the cell when they were decimating his colleagues. You know what these guys did? He locked himself. They went through the roof, got him out, and hugged him to death. My point is, we are breeding monsters. And like Santayana said, 2 wrongs, like I said, will not make it right. They came for the Pope, they came from the priest, they came for the union. I am saying this is unacceptable. And
Okay, 60 seconds over. Thank you.
the consequence of such is that those who are in the community, those who are represented,
Okay, I must stop you.
do what is necessary.
I must stop you.
So that we can prevent this from
one
happening.
of the accounts I read suggested that the person who was kidnapped, that the soldiers were going to rescue or bring out. And
Honestly, I don't know whether it is rescue. They were going to bring out. It was the senator's brother.
Yes, I read that too.
So the question I'm asking again is, who made the call for the soldiers to intervene? And did the person have administrative right to have also made that call? When a country is going down the drain, all kinds of things can happen. Can we take our country back?
All right, the question is, can we take our country back? And as I always say, are we far away from home? Can we get home in good time before nightfall? Okuama massacre in Delta State, the governor there has briefed Mr. President. What happens next is a matter for conjecture. But let me thank Akin Fatunge for coming. Many thanks, Akin.
Thank you very much.
Akin, you became you became animated towards the end. It's natural.
Yes, because blood is flowing.
No, it's all right. Cyril Abaku, many thanks for your time.
my God.
All right, there's another program of Homo Politicus the next time. Until then, this is yours sincerely, Citizen Jones, saying thank you for watching. Bye-bye now. Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.